Hello everyone, welcome to Math in a Minute. Today we are going to look at creating linear regression lines for real-world data in scatter plots. So we're going to start. I have some really interesting data here that actually I found on another teacher's website. His name is Jay Burkhart, so thank you, Jay. I'm not sure if his actual first name is Jay, just his initial, but you can see I have some pretty interesting data here. And I'm going to choose to go to one that has two columns of data, just so I can show you how to do two charts. But just to give you a quick overview, population, age of fish, orders and catalogs, blood pressure and age, there are several interesting things in here. But we will start with dosage versus weight. So this is some real data on how to give doses to people of an antibiotic that's called tobramycin. And so there are two different kinds of doses. Based on your weight, there's your usual dosage and then your maximum dosage. So going above this maximum would be damaging or harmful possibly. So if we want to create a linear regression or find the slope that relates these two and the y-intercept, or find the function, the linear function that defines the line that is closest to these pieces of data, I'm going to start by just highlighting the first set of data I want to compare. So I'm going to compare weight versus your usual dosage. So once it's highlighted, you go to Insert, Chart, and then you'll see, as usual, for some reason, Google Sheets always puts it in an inconvenient location on top of your data. You can make it smaller, as I just did by clicking on the corners, and you can move it by finding a place where you have that plus sign. The hand, sorry. Right. What you'll see here is we have a line chart, which is not what we want. When you insert a chart, it comes up automatically on setup. And so the first thing I'm going to do is say, well, I don't want a line chart. What else can I have? So by clicking on this drop-down arrow, it shows me other choices. And I'm going to go down, and I want a scatter plot. So I'm going to click that, and it turns into a scatter plot. And so this now shows the dots are the actual data points. So if I weigh whatever data point this was, let's see, it was a weight, let's say it was 99 pounds. If I weighed 99 pounds, then I should get 40 milligrams. If I weigh almost 200 pounds, I should get somewhere around 95 milligrams. But what if you weigh 300 pounds, so you're off here somewhere? Or even what if you weigh between these two? Let's say you're at about 135 pounds. There isn't an actual data point, and so what we do is create, just like you've created for tables of numbers before, you're going to create the linear equation or linear function that best fits a line through this data. Or actually, to be proper, Google Sheets is going to do it for us. So we go over to Customize. So your choices with the chart editor are set up in Customize. And there are lots of things you can do. Today, we're just going to look at series. And once you open this up by clicking on the arrow, you're going to go down and pick trend line. And it will plot the line that best fits this data, which in this case is really nice because the drug company designed the dosage probably around a linear function. Then the second thing we're going to do is go down to where it says label, click on the drop-down arrow, and choose use equation, because then it actually shows you y, right? My usual dosage is y, so y is equal to 0.455 times x, my input, which is weight in pounds, plus my y-intercept is 0. And that actually tells me exactly the drug company created a linear function to figure out dosaging. All right, so we're going to go through the same process again to now compare weight and maximum dosage. So the first thing I'm going to do is highlight weight. So the only thing that's different here is I wasn't able to highlight in one mouse draw. And so on a Mac, I'm going to hit Command. On a PC, it's Control. So I'm going to hit Command and then drag my mouse all the way down without stopping, which I did not manage to do. Let's try that again. on a Mac at least, it won't let you pick it back up, so you got to do it all at once. There we go. And I'm going to go through the whole same process again. So insert, chart, once again, inconveniently sized and located. So I'm going to make it a bit smaller. I'm going to put it right below the other chart, and then I'm going to entertain my OCD and perfectionism and make it essentially the same size. All right, and then we just go through the same steps. So we already have a scatter plot, which was nice. I inadvertently did something that is going to show me what to do if you inadvertently do it. If you lose your chart editor, you can go back to the chart, and then on a Mac you're going to do your 2-finger click, and on a PC you're going to do a right click. And when it comes up, click Chart Style, and your chart editor comes back. And it came up in Customize, which is nice. I don't actually want to customize the chart style though. I'm going to customize the series. So same as before, I'm going to go down until I see trend line. I'm going to click it. Now you can see my nice line. And again, this is very linear data. I'm going to go down to label and choose use equation. And so this tells me that my Y, maximum dosage, is equal to 0.758 times X, my input is weight in pounds, plus a minus 0.459. Okay, so my y-intercept is very close to 0, which again tells me that the drug company essentially created this from a function. And then I want to show you one other thing. So I'm just going to make my column titles again. This is the usual dosage. And this is the max dosage. And if I don't want to find the equation using a chart, which I actually always do, but you can also use functions in Google Sheets. So if I go to usual dosage and I want to find the slope, so basically be looking for this slope and this y-intercept. If I click on the cell and type an equal sign and then start to type in what I'm looking for. So I want slope. When it comes up, click on it, and this time instead of highlighting with my mouse, I'm going to show you how you can type it in. So let's go look. Our data goes from row 2 to row 13. Right, let me put that back in the right spot. So I know my Y data is going to be B2, and then I put a colon, B13. So that's basically saying take all the data from B2, the colon says through and to B13, and then I put a comma, and I need my X data, so that's A. I'm going to go A2 colon A13. And then I'm going to hit end my parentheses, as you saw, and hit enter. And I did get the same slope. So this one's obviously rounded. And so 0.4545, you would just round to 0.455. All right, let's do the y-intercept. So I'm going to put equal. This time I want the intercept. And so I'm going to type in enter. When it comes up, choose it by clicking on it. And I want to do the same thing. So y is all the points B2 colon B13. And x is all the data points A2 colon A13. End parentheses and hit enter. And that did indeed give us the 0 that we expect. So now let's do it for max equals slope, choose it. Now my y data is actually C2 colon C13. My x data is still A2 colon A13. And you notice how it highlights nicely to show you where you are. End parentheses and enter. And I got 0.758, which is correct. So this is a 4, so it rounds to 0.758. For the y-intercept, I'm going to do equals and start to type it in. Oh, actually, I've never seen this before, but it very nicely gives me this. It's not correct. So if I choose it, then what I would have to do is go back and correct that I want these to be A's. And so you can do that too. And that does indeed give me the intercept. I think I'm going to do it one more time just the regular way. So you would say for max dosage equals intercept, and then I'm just going to type it in, my y values, C2 colon C13, comma, my x values, A2 colon A13, parentheses. So I got this one by choosing something it gave me, but then I had to correct because it was trying to give me C and B, like C was my Y and B was my X. So I corrected the B's to A's because my X values are from the A column. Or the second time I did it, I just straight in typed it correctly with my Y's as the C and my X's as the A's. And one last thing to show you, every time you click on a cell, it does give you the equation up here, so you can always go here and correct things if you need to, or see it. So this is the slope. If I click on the cell, you can see it's the slope of my B is my Y values and A are my X values. It's the intercept. And then this is slope for max dosage, where my Y values are C and my X values are A. And that's it. Thank you very much, and have a great day and do some math.